So, you're ready to dive into 7 Wonders Duel. This is a fantastic 2-player game where you get to build your very own ancient civilization. In this explainer, we're going to get you up and running for your first game. It's going to be great. Here's what we'll cover. First, we'll get the board set up. Then, we'll look at what you actually do on your turn. After that, we'll explore the 3 different ways you can win, and we'll wrap up with a couple of quick tips. Let's get right to it. All right, first things first, we've got to set up the board and get ready for this epic duel. Okay, so grab the board and pop that conflict pawn right in the middle. The military tokens go on their marked spots. Next, you'll grab 5 of the progress tokens at random and just place them face up on the board. Easy. Now, you both get 7 coins to start. Then comes the fun part, drafting your wonders. You'll take turns picking 1 wonder card until you each have a set of 4. Finally, you'll take the HI cards and lay them out just like the picture in the rulebook shows. So, what are you trying to do here? Well, the goal is actually pretty simple. Just build the greater civilization. That's it. The game itself is played across 3 big rounds, or ages, and each age has its own unique set of cards. Let's get into the core of the game, how to play a turn. On your turn, your main job is to pick just 1 card from that structure on the board. Now, you can't just pick any card. It has to be accessible. And what does that mean? It just means that no other card is overlapping it, not even a little bit. As you take cards, you'll start to uncover new ones. Okay, so once you've picked your card, you have a choice to make. You have 3 and only 3 options. You can build the building on the card, you can toss the card for some quick cash, or you can use it to help build one of your amazing wonders. So let's talk about choice number 1, construct the building. If you've got the resources listed on the card, you just pay the cost and then place that building in your city. And just like that, you get its benefits for the entire rest of the game. Now, a really important concept is production. See those brown and gray cards? The resources they show are always there for you, every single turn. Think of it like this. You never spend them. They represent your city's permanent ability to produce stuff. But, what happens if you need a resource you don't make yourself? No problem. You can always trade for it. You're basically buying it from the bank, but the price isn't fixed. It actually depends on your opponent. Here's how that works. The starting price for any resource is 2 coins. But you have to add 1 extra coin for every single resource of that same type that your opponent produces. So let's say your opponent has 2 cards that make wood. If you want to buy 1 piece of wood, it's going to cost you 4 coins total. That's 2 for the base cost, plus 2 more because of their production. All right, your second option is to just discard the card for coins. If you do this, you get 2 coins from the bank, straight up. Plus, you get an extra coin for every yellow commercial building you already have. It's a really solid way to make some money when you're in a pinch. And your third and final choice? You can use the card to build a wonder. Now listen closely here. You completely ignore what's on the card you picked. Instead, you pay the cost shown on your wonder card, and then you just tuck the building card you chose underneath it, face down. This just shows that your wonder is now built, and you get its awesome benefits. So, you know how to play a turn, but how do you actually win the game? Well, there are 3 totally different ways to win, and what's really cool is that 2 of them can end the game immediately. You've got to keep your eye on all 3. The first way to win is through military supremacy. Every time you build a red military card, you get to push that conflict pawn towards your opponent's side of the board. If you manage to push it all the way into their capital, bam, game over. You win, right then and there. The second instant win condition is scientific supremacy. As you build green science cards, you'll collect different scientific symbols. If you ever collect 6 different symbols, you've achieved a massive scientific breakthrough. You win instantly. Okay, so what if nobody wins with military or science? Well, if you make it all the way through the 3rd age, the game ends and we move to what's called a civilian victory. At this point, you just count up all your victory points, and whoever has the most is the winner. And where do those points come from? Well, they come from all over. You get points for how far you push the military pawn, from a bunch of your buildings, especially the blue ones, from your completed wonders, any progress tokens you picked up, and even your money. Every 3 coins you have is worth 1 victory point at the end. Before we send you off to play, I just want to give you a couple of quick tips. These are 2 little rules that are really important to remember. First, and this is a big one, Only 7 wonders can ever be built in a single game, not 8. As soon as that 7th wonder gets built, the last remaining one is taken out of the game for good. Second, when you finish an age, the player who is behind on the military track, the one who's weaker, gets to choose who takes the very first turn of the next age. That's a nice little catch-up mechanism. And there you have it. That's everything you need to know to play your first game of 7 Wonders Duel. You're officially ready to go! So, the only question left is, what kind of legacy are you going to build? Will your civilization be remembered for its powerful military, its brilliant science, or its magnificent splendor? Go find out.